Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm excited. Tortillas and some garnish. So actually, let's go take a look. Let's see where. Let's go look at the food really quick again. So while we walk, the original idea why how we came up with this was really trying to figure out how everyday citizens like you and me how we can raise awareness about it. So tonight we're here camping tonight until tomorrow morning. So we are excited to cover it for y'all tonight. Again, the way we started it was for um, was because of the issue of homelessness and how we can do that. So next we are going to walk around. Do we have the chef? Can you get the chef for us? Okay, okay. Awesome, awesome. So let's see. We're gonna interview y'all really quick again. Can we get Jody? Let's get Jody. No, that was for Instagram because YouTube wasn't going live yet. So awesome. So we are here with Jody and
Leland.
Leland. Okay, so where do you, what organization are you guys with?
Yeah, so we are with Heading Home.
Heading home. Okay, and so that's in here based in Albuquerque, correct?
Yep, nonprofit here in Albuquerque. We operate the Westside Emergency Housing Center and the main shelters here in Albuquerque for folks that are unhoused.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And how long have you been in Albuquerque, Jody?
So I'm a native, born and raised here in Albuquerque. I've been doing the work here for about 18, 20 years.
What about you, Leland?
I'm originally from Montana.
Okay.
I've been here in Albuquerque for about 7 years.
Okay.
Been working with Heading Home for about 5, and with Jody's program for 2.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. And you guys were a really big help in helping this make this possible and everything. You guys brought a bunch of homeless citizens out to have dinner with us, and it was getting a little cold, but they stuck around because we had some pozole, like I said earlier. Did you guys enjoy the pozole?
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Good, good. I hope that warmed a few people up. But we're gonna walk around and see what else is going on. So thank you guys so much again. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Let's go on this way. Awesome. Do you guys mind if I talked with y'all for a bit on camera? Uh, awesome. Let me grab a chair here. We're gonna get a chair. We're gonna go this way. Awesome, awesome. So my name is Isaiah, and we are here with
Tyler.
Tyler. Awesome. So how old are you, Tyler?
I'm 25.
Okay. And so how long have you been homeless?
It all started back in Sacramento with my ex, like 2 years now. Yeah, I lost my apartment because I stopped going to work. It was a whole big deal. I kind of moved back with my parents, and I didn't want them to see me or burden them. So I came to Albuquerque. I've been trying to like build up ever since. That was like in August.
Oh, so you've been here for less than a year.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And are you still in contact with any family or friends?
I mean, yeah, if I could charge my phone, it's hard keeping the little things like chargers and stuff. Yeah. I just lost my last charger, so my head. But yeah, no, I keep in touch. I don't tell them how bad it is.
Yeah. Okay, and so have you been able to access any resources lately here in Albuquerque?
Yeah, this is my second night staying at AOC. I'm trying to do that program, get a job, kind of integrate, but it's hard.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. And that's yeah, and I can't imagine how hard it is, especially coming from California to New Mexico. Um and so you said you're currently looking for a job?
Yeah, I just put a couple applications at some places. I'm gonna put the footwork in tomorrow and Monday.
Awesome, awesome. That's so great to hear. And like along with that, what are some challenges or barriers that you're facing right now trying to get a job and applying to places?
Um, just really the hate for the homeless. Like as soon as they see you with a backpack or a bag, they don't want to hire you, or they're scared to hire you because they think you might steal. It's like that's not the case. It's just that's everything I own. So that's all it is.
So yeah, like the bad images that or the stereotypes that have been put in place definitely still affect and everything. So let me see. I'm trying to think of the lead up question I had for that. So yeah, well I think that's all. Thank you so much, Tyler. Yeah, we'll see you around. Yeah, I hope to see you around, man. Okay, awesome. Let me see. Let me put this hat down really quick.
How about this gentleman right here?
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me grab. He's talking to Eleanor right now. Let's see. Let me get this guy here. Um. Let's see here. Ralph is. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Awesome. 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 Do you mind if I talk to y'all for a bit? Yeah. Do you want me talking or do you want to talk? Awesome. Awesome. So my name is Isaiah, and we have here with. Well, I'm here with
My name is Shane Gunath.
Shane Rabindranath.
My name's Anthony Davis.
And Davis, nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. So how long have you been working in this sort of field of helping raise awareness about homelessness and provide and be a service provider?
So I've been working in the industry since I was about 22 years old. I was homeless for about 4 to 5 years and saw
Awesome. And that's all 22 years in Albuquerque?
no, I've worked in Phoenix, Nevada, and now in Albuquerque.
Okay. Anthony, how are you? Are you originally from here in Albuquerque?
I was born here in Albuquerque.
Okay. Okay. So born and raised. How long have you been in this homeless situation?
Like a year and a half, maybe 2.
Okay. Okay. So fairly not too long, but like what are some barriers and challenges that you're facing right now? Especially right after COVID and everything. What's some barriers that you're facing?
Pretty much just getting a home, honestly. Getting a job. It's just hard. I don't know.
And so you're talking about getting housing, and I know that's like a really big issue when it comes to homelessness is providing the housing. How does your organization help provide the services?
So Steerage Ministries is where I work, and we're the old Albuquerque Rescue Mission. So we're an actual program where we take people in for a year, and once they finish the program, we actually help them get a job that they can work for 6 months. We help them learn how to control their finances, because the biggest thing isn't always getting the housing; it's teaching people how to keep the housing. And then we help to keep it. And at the same time, we're doing therapeutical service, drug abuse, the codependency. We help with all of that at one time. So when they leave, they're balanced. And so that's how we do our program.
Awesome, awesome. And so with your program, how are you inclusive to like cultural sensitivity and just allowing like inclusive to everybody?
Well, we have it's a year-long program, and it is faith-based. But the first 60 days, we let anyone come in the program, and if it's not for them, we help work with our community partners and service providers to find a program that is sensitive to their needs. So,
Awesome, awesome. And are you currently looking for any work or applying to any places right now?
Work, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that, like, what are some of the challenges of applying to places and
Like being homeless, you lose a lot of your stuff. So like I've gone through social security cards and IDs, and now I'm working to get it all back over again. It's just hard.
I bet, and that is probably hard because I can imagine having one place and then the city coming through and moving stuff, and then you're like, I just got the document, and then they move it. So is that something that has happened to you before?
Oh yeah, several times. Several times.
And yeah, so if for people out there, what is something that you want them to know about homeless citizens and the situation that you're in?
Well, it's cold.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just keep pushing forward, man. That's all you can do.
Awesome, awesome. And then what about you? What would you say to the viewers right now?
is the biggest thing is just always have a warm word, have a kind word for them. A lot of people who are homeless, they want to be, well, some do, but a lot don't. When they're on that street corner asking for money, sometimes they just want to smile. They just want, you know what? They want something warm. They want, they just want you to know that they hope. You find out that, and then that's all I'm saying. It costs you nothing, but it could mean everything to them.
Exactly. So yes, thank you so much for your words, and I'll let you guys get back to talking. Thank you, Anthony. We'll see you around. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so we are going to change the battery on the mic. Let me see. I don't know which mic. I'm more wired up than a mafia boss right now, or the guy that's trying to cut the mafia boss. I don't know. So this is a.
Where's your where do you put the
Oh, can you carry this for me?
Yeah.
Flex out there? No, it's. I'm just kidding. It's not actually sound is not easy. The battery changing the batteries. Game.
a different beast?
It's a different beast. Hey, wait, quick question. What is sound again?
What?
What is sound?
I can't hear you.
What does sound like again?
What do you mean? What is it like?
What is it like being a sound person?
Oh, what's it like being a sound guy? It's fascinating because nobody like that. It's all just
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right.
We'll see you around. Okay. Awesome. Let's see. Let's hear. Do you mind if I interrupt y'all for a quick interview? If y'all don't mind. Okay, so we're here. I don't want to disrupt the conversation right now, so we're gonna wait a few seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go one down really quick to Eleanor. I'm gonna interview you really quick.
Well, good job.
He's on a roll. Yeah. So my name is Isaiah. Again, you guys know that. I am here with Representative Eleanor Chavez. How are you doing?
I'm cold.
Oh, I know. I'm freezing too. I was gonna put my hair down and kind of do like a wrap around, but it didn't work out. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Why did you join us? What was the point of joining us?
Well, because homelessness is something that I'm really concerned about, and as a society, as a state, we're smart people, right? We need to figure it out, and I think that one of the things that we need to do is listen to folk who are actually homeless. Find out from them what they think some of the solutions are, instead of us trying to tell them what the solutions are, right? And so I think that piece is one of the reasons that I wanted to be here.
Okay.
Wanted to hear from them. I've had a couple of people in my family who have been homeless, and it wasn't because there wasn't a place for them to go. They found themselves at their particular point in time in their lives, um, alcoholism, mental illness, and that put them on the street. And that's really hard, right? And so I think that, we need to take into consideration all of those things. All of us know someone who's maybe's been homeless.
Yeah.
When I was door knocking during my campaign, I ran into 3 people who told me that they had been homeless.
Oh wow.
So that was really, very interesting to me. So I think that, one of the reasons that I wanted to be here is really to listen and hear what folks who are living on the street, what they have to say, what their struggles are, and what their hopes and dreams are too, because we all have a hope and a dream, right?
Exactly. And so I know that. So what district? District 26. What area is that in Albuquerque?
So that is part of the Southwest Mesa and west side of Albuquerque.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So being here tonight, how are you going to take what you're getting here, the stories you're hearing back to the legislator, to the roundhouse? What tell other legislators, or are you going to start introducing bills? What kind of direction do you think you want to head after this?
So I think that there's been some requests from the city in terms of the programs that they're looking at, right? And I think that the city's doing a really good job in terms of trying to solve homelessness, right? It's going to take some time. It's going to take,
Yes.
a whole lot of resources. So I'm definitely going to be supporting that. And then I'm probably not going to introduce any bills at this point in time because I really need to dig down and learn more. I don't want to just throw something out there, right?
Exactly.
Without understanding the implications and
Yeah.
without understanding, what we really need, right?
Exactly. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll be talking to you here pretty soon again. I'm going to try to get some more stories before everybody kind of heads out. So you'll be with us all night. So
Yes.
it'll be a good time. Thank you again so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Awesome. So let's go take a look at what we're going to be staying in tonight. Why don't you? So this is going to be the kind of the committee hearing tent that we have here as well. Kind of MTV crib style. Come on in. This is the crib for tonight. So I'm assuming Eleanor, Harold, and me in the middle. That's probably the best. That's gonna be the best thing. I'll be warmer. I'll be protected. So I'll probably sleep in the middle. Like a little child. This is a California king. If you can't tell, we put a California king in here. So we got some surprises later on. So we'll do those later on. But I am excited, and so that was the crib. Let's go on out again. Let's see. Do we get Ralph? There he is. There's Mr. Ralph. Let's go on over here. Let's see. Where can we get a good shot? I know. So let's go this way, Ralph. Is this good right here, Harry? Awesome. So we are here with
Ralph Martinez.
Ralph. Thank you so much for being here. I know you've been helping us so much, kind of coordinate and get this going. And so thank you so much again. So where do you work? What do you do? Who are you?
Right now, I work in Los Alamos at Los Alamos National Laboratory. I'm a government affairs specialist, and I've been in Los Alamos for 7 years.
Okay. Awesome. And so Los Alamos. Before I know that you were also on the streets yourself, can you tell me if you are what that was like in your experience?
Yeah. So I became addicted to drugs in 2001, cocaine and heroin. And in 2006, I lost everything to my addiction. I lost my home. I lost my family. I lost self-identity. Ended up homeless in Spinella, where I'm from. I lived under a couple different bridges. I lived in the Bosque area in tents, makeshift tents, in abandoned buildings, places where I can find warmth in the cold of winter. And that was my way of life. 6 years, from 2006 to 2012. In 2012, I was able to plant my feet back on the ground and reestablish my life and move forward. But it was a situation that I never thought I would find myself in, right? And it was really tough to know that had become my reality, right? And it's something that individuals can fall into really, really easy, and it can be really, really difficult to get out of.
Okay. Awesome. So let's go to a clip now of Ralph, and so we'll roll that clip right now.
I was addicted to cocaine and heroin for 11 years. So in 2001, I became addicted. I was addicted to cocaine and heroin 11 years. So in 2001, I became addicted. I lost my home. I lost self-identity. And I ended up addicted to cocaine and heroin for 11 years. So in 2001, I became addicted. I lost my family. I lost my home. I lost my self-identity. And I ended up here underneath this bridge. I was so confused, and I thought about my kids all the time. I was broken. I was really, really broken. But Dandy Burger is right across the street. There was a payphone out there, and I'd go over to Dandy Burger and I'd call my my ex. She would ask me, Ralph, what are you doing? And I would tell her, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But all I know is that I miss the kids. I miss them so much. I'm at the payphone. Can I please see the kids? And she would tell me, I'll be there in 40 minutes. You'd better be there, Ralph. And I would tell her, I'll be here. And she would take the kids over to Dandy Burger, and they have these outside little tables, and we'd sit down and we'd talk. So she would do that for me. Even though I was where I was at, she didn't hold that against me, and I really value that. My lived experience gives me the understanding of what individuals who are currently on drugs are going through mentally and physically, and that lived experience gives me the qualifications to understand that on a deeper level. Everything that I've done when it comes to Espanola Pathway Shelter, when it comes to the transitional housing, when it comes to the many different events that I've put together here in my community, I've done all that on my free time. And it's funny because I have a lot of people asking me, when do you have the time to do all this stuff? And it's one of those things, when you have the heart, when you have the passion, and when you have the drive, you make the time, you find the time. Espanola Pathways Shelter just got granted $1.86 million through capital outlay in order to acquire the building and property that we sit in right now.
If you want hot cocoa, let me know. I'm good hot cocoa. Awesome. Okay, we are live again. Everybody's kind of heading out now. We're kind of ending the dinner. Ralph, thank you again. Thanks so much. Ernesto, what you opened the first homeless shelter? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm the co-founder of the first ever homeless shelter in Espanola and Rio Arriba County.
Okay. Awesome. So if anybody wants to support you or help, or if you, or I guess if anybody out there wants to support you, where can they find you and contact you if anything?
Yeah, they can look for us on the web, espanola-pathwayshelter.org. We're also on Facebook, Espanola Pathways Shelter.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you again for being
It's been a
here.
pleasure.
Yeah,
guys.
thank you. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna do this really quick. We're gonna we got a good cup of Joe here.
You're not going to break to go in there, but people are still, he's going to still follow you. But you might want to say goodnight to all of
Okay.
those guests.
Okay. Is that my bowl of pozole, Hart? Maybe they should come get in on the pozole. You guys weren't able to see the pozole earlier. Excuse me. Okay, so this is kind of what the setup was. We're closing it down now, but there were tortillas, flour tortillas here. Okay. Yes. Let me see. Where's the spoons? Let's see. It's kind of all over. Okay, we're gonna try this. You guys should be here eating this pozole. Little spicy, which I like. Little hot. Okay. Let's go say bye to everybody. Gotta get a cup of Joe in me first, because it's cold out here, man. And if you know me, I get cold really easily. Like, okay, let's go say bye to everybody. Okay. So we're gonna stick around with the senator and representative, and then our service providers. But I'm gonna start saying bye to all the people who joined us for dinner. Hopefully, we'll get to catch up with them later on tonight. Awesome. Okay, let's go to this car and say bye to everybody. Actually, let's go say bye to everybody. Thank you guys so much. We'll see y'all later. Thank you for coming. We'll see you, Anthony. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you around. We'll see you guys around if you need anything. Here's Pick Up New Mexico. Thank you. We'll see you guys. Awesome. So, and then we'll be here. Great evening, delicious food, great community. It's been a good evening. I'm really glad that this is playing out. We had a little bit of an issue in the beginning with our YouTube live, but other than that, it's been great. It's been great. So let's see here. So everybody's kind of wrapping up here. Like I said, we'll be getting into the street committee hearing here pretty soon. That's going to be taking place in the tent, like I said earlier. I'm excited for it. Let's see here. Okay, we're gonna be starting on the tent in just a few minutes. We'll probably take a let everybody kind of get some food if they need, some hand warmers, kind of get reset. But you'll be live streaming. We're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop. You're gonna be with us this whole time. Okay, so let's go over here. Actually, let's go get some pozole. I'm gonna put this down really quick. Mm. Delicioso. This is the perfect for a cold night too. Just warms the soul. The only bad part is it's a little spicy, so my nose runs and freezes over a little bit. But okay, let's get on over to the tent. Do you?
I'm gonna throw away the.
Okay.
Harold and Eleanor, you're gonna sit on that side.
Do you want what was I gonna say? Masks.
If they want them, then
Can you hold
it's
this
up
really
to
quick?
you.
Where did I put those hand warmers? Let me see.
I said,
What?
you gotta hold the mic.
Where's the hand warmers? Where did I put them?
There's some in the
Yeah. Let me see. Where did I put those hand warmers? Up there. Yeah. Yes. Where are those hand warmers? No, right here. You want some hand warmers, Harold? Tobacco.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'll be back.
They're hand warmers.
Oh.
Harry. Harry. Where are my postcards that I have questions on? Yeah, just leave my phone in here too. That one. Okay. Okay.
Invite Carol. Invite Harold.
Okay. Everybody's all in there at once? Okay. Do they prefer if we wear masks?
I don't know. Actually.
Okay. Okay, we're about to enter the tent. Do you guys all prefer we wear masks or? Okay, good. I was like, well, it's a democracy. You guys are all leaders in it. Maybe we can vote on it. So we're going to go on into the tent right now. So the committee hearing is taking place. Eleanor? Yes, thank you. Thank you again. Oh, yeah. I know I saw you wearing yours. I was like, oh man, I should wear it. I'll sit in the middle there, and then y'all can sit on the side here. There you go. Okay, so we're gonna go on in. Okay, I'm gonna put my mask. Well, not my mask. I'm gonna put my hat down. We're going in. Here we go. This is where it gets. This is where it's gonna get real serious, everybody. We're gonna break it down for you. We're gonna have the service providers talking with the politicians talking with the service providers. I'm not gonna try to say anything because I'm gonna have them all do it themselves and just discuss what can be done at the state level, locally, and everything. So let's get on in there. Oh, okay. So we're gonna take a little break here really quick. Again, we're slowing down here. Was kind of leaving, as you can see. We're wrapping things up, getting ready for the 10 committee hearing. Everybody's just taking about 2 minutes, 1 minute right now, just to get all ready and to go to the bathroom, get some water, some coffee if we may need. I actually don't know where my coffee is. Let's go find it. I know you guys are probably like, he's on there to discuss, and here I am just looking for coffee. Awesome. Let's go back this way. Let me ask Harry a quick question. Is the guy from Streetwise Street Connect, is he coming in too?
The only people, no,
Okay.
2 people at a time. So first it'll be these 2, and then it'll be Jody, who's from Street Connect, and the other guy.
Okay. Okay. We're almost ready here. We're gonna get on in there. We're gonna give a. So the way it's gonna work is we're gonna have 2 service providers in there with the representative and senator at a time, and then I will kind of be a moderator asking questions. But like I said earlier, I want them to discuss and figure out how we can work. We just voted like a democracy very easily on if we wore masks or not. Like, no, I'm good. It's that simple, everybody. Look at us coming together as a community, 1 vote at a time. Awesome. But again, thank you guys for tuning into our live. It's going to be a cold night. For all the footage that we're going to be doing tomorrow or later tonight, you guys can tune in later in the week. We'll have that on up. It's just going to be more interviews with different citizens here in Albuquerque, different homeless citizens in the area. So I think we're almost ready, right? Wow, you guys are awesome. It'll be fun getting in there. I feel like this is the Blair Witch Project. Oh. Awesome, dude. If you guys I don't know if I'm trying to think. Let's see. There were a few questions that we had that we're going to address here. I got my nice Pendleton note cards here, but I'll be asking some questions here. A few of the questions for service providers that you guys might want to hear are like, what services do you currently offer to people experiencing homelessness? How do you invite and engage the homeless community in the development of your of your services? So those are a few of the questions that we'll get to asking here pretty soon. One second. Let me ask Kenneth. Can you find a Band-Aid?
Check 1, 2.
Okay, we're almost there. But let's take a look at inside the tent again. Why don't we? So this little setup we have. A little, I guess you could call this the round. I guess it's not a roundhouse. It'd be a round tent. Man. Oh, let's. You know what, Harry? Can we get the temperature? On my phone? Let's show the viewers how cold it is out here. Let's go ask Harry. What's the temperature at?
There you go.
Oh, 32 degrees, freezing. So, oh yeah, those are mine here.
32 degrees, man.
Thank you very much.
A lot of people attending to you. Hey, man.
Okay. Oh man, this cold weather is already acting up on me. I'm to put a band-aid on already. I already got to put a band-aid on. I don't know if we want to get this on camera, but let's do it. Cold cracks your skin, so we're almost ready. We're almost there. You guys are getting everything. Exclusive content that this should all be on Patreon right now. I should be charging $20 a month for this. For me putting on a band-aid. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys again for tuning in to YouTube Live. We are almost there. We're almost ready, getting everything set up. Final seconds, final minutes. We'll be in the tent here pretty soon. I'm really excited for the street committee hearing. It'll be very interesting to hear what solutions can be put forward, how we can all address it on the state level, because a lot of people think, oh, homelessness only affects Albuquerque, like Santa Fe, the major cities. No, you go to some rural places and there are still people who are affected by homelessness and the different element at night, whether it's the cold, whether it's wind, everything. People are experiencing that all over. And so how do we get affordable housing? Stable housing is what we should call it, or what it is called, because once you get a house, you got to be stable in there. That's once you kind of get into the routine of paying your bills and cooking, it kind of becomes a routine. And so that's kind of what we're striving for, is stable housing for everybody, especially here in New Mexico. We're leading the way in a lot of things, and so I hope we can start leading the way in homelessness and start figuring out ways like solutions, I guess is what I'm trying to say, for this issue. So again, just by tuning in, thank you guys. You guys are supporting, hearing our service provider, learning about the different services that are out there. I'll be asking a few people in the tent, oh, you're younger, well, what, and you don't know what to do. Here's what we can do. Here's what you can do. Here's how you can get in touch with your representatives, or here's how you can get in touch with these service providers, or just talk to a homeless person and give them a smile. Anything warm they really enjoy. So a smile, how are you doing today, goes a long ways. So let's get started. We're going to go on into the committee tent hearing now. Let's go. Let's get in here. Awesome. Okay. Let's see here. I don't know. I'll have you sit here. Or it's by the door. I feel bad. Let's see. I'll sit by the door. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right there. That'll work. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Finally here. We are finally here. Thank you all so much again for joining us. I know it's so cold. If you guys need hand warmers, let me know. We have some right on over here. I know that these are plastic, so I get
a little better than the metal.
Oh, okay, yeah, the metal ones. I know I get so cold easily. So again, thank you guys for being here. Very excited that this is all playing out and that we are finally doing it and bringing everybody together.
Right?
I know we've all been like, oh, we're doing this one, next one, that month. So thank you guys again for everything. So let's get started. So actually, let's have everybody introduce themselves. We'll start with.
I'm Eleanor Chavez-Vine, the representative for House District 26.
Senator Harold Pope Jr., and I represent District 23 Northwest, Bernalillo O'Connell.
And I'm Pamela Costa. I'm the Senior Manager for the Behavioral Health Initiative with Bernalillo County.
Hi, and Carol Pierce. I'm the Director of Family and Community Services with the City of Albuquerque.
Awesome. Thank you guys again. So let's start off. I have a few questions prepared here. So let me see if I can see. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of questions.
I have to have plenty just in case I can't read my own handwriting. So, okay. So, Pam, what services do you currently offer to people experiencing homelessness?
Okay, so the county So Behavioral Health Initiative uses tax dollars to fund different programs. So we fund, one of our biggest ones right now that we're funding is the Tiny Home Village. You may have heard of. We offer, we fund a program, several youth transitional living centers. We fund a program for sex trafficked youth. And we fund a program called Community Connections, which is a scattered site housing system where folks can live and get housing. And then we also fund a single site housing center, Hope Village.
Okay. And what services do you provide?
Well, the city of Albuquerque this past year provides about $58 million worth of emergency shelter services, housing services, outreach, food programs, and eviction prevention services.
Okay. Awesome. So now to our elected officials. Okay, so what steps can the government start taking? I know that we were talking earlier about even just listening to homeless citizens. What steps can the state government start taking to help the issue of homelessness? We'll start with Eleanor.
So I think one of the important things for me is collaboration, right? How can we work with cities and counties to supplement what they're already doing? Because I don't think that we want to, start our own little kind of programs. But I think it's really important for us to look at, what the city and the county are already doing. I think both are doing some really great things in terms of homelessness. We just talked to a young man now who was unemployed, and I went for Carol. I said, Carol, come here, because, he needed help, right? He needed some help with employment. So I think those kinds of things, really collaboration and coordinating. And I think we need to make it a priority also at all levels of government, so that we can solve this problem, because it's got to be a priority.
Do you have anything to add to that?
I think the representative made some great points. We just have to have that collaboration. But I think also the fact that this is a statewide issue, it's always pushed that it's an Albuquerque issue. But when you meet folks from here, they're coming here because a lot of the services and the support are here. So what do we do as a state? And that means all the representatives, all the senators, even districts all over, that we have to find ways to collaborate, work together, and support, whether that be infrastructure, or just the resources to operate and make sure that happens. I think Carolyn brought up a great point as well. We also have to find ways to prevent this from happening. People that are teetered on the edge and could be out, that are living check by check right now, or could lose their place and be in this situation. So we can help all the folks we want, but if we're not preventing it from happening, it's just going to continue the cycle.
And so, as service providers, what are some of the challenges and hurdles that you're facing as a service provider that you would like to let the state leaders know about?
Yeah, I think so. I was asked this question earlier, and I think that there's really three big challenges. One, behavioral health. Two, substance abuse. I think, and then three is affordable housing. So I think that those are really the big areas that if we can start to get some handle and where you guys can help to put that voice forward, I think would be good, because with the behavioral health system that was really turned over in 2014, we're still trying to rebuild a lot of those systems. I think one of the ways that you can help would be looking at Medicaid funding and what is a billable service or a reimbursable service that we could utilize. I think because a lot of transitional living houses, a lot of services were people are gun shy now to go back into those, and plus now the Medicaid billing system is really complicated. Our substance use problem is really something that needs to be addressed and acknowledged, because it's a huge challenge. And people, of course, you have your co-occurring disorders, and then of course affordable housing. We have maybe some the rent increases have doubled in the last year. Yeah. So somebody who's maybe on Social Security making $997 a month in and Social Security cannot afford a single bedroom that is listed now at about $1,200 to $1,400. And so I think there's that. And then when there is affordable housing, you have long wait lists, and you have the same population competing for that housing. And so I think those are really some of the challenges. I also think that there's three different things that we need to look at that we find in our experiences is that you have three different types of people who are unsheltered. You know, the folks that are under hard times that want to be housed and just can't afford it, or there's too long a wait list. You have a second set that prefer outdoor living. We were talking to one individual tonight who says, I don't want to live in a shelter. It's not safe for me. It's not something I prefer. There are some folks that do prefer the outdoor space, you know, the safe space, outdoor space. And then you have a third, which is somebody who may have mental illness, who doesn't understand that they need the help, how to get the help, comprehend when you are offering the help. So I think those are some of the challenges that we see is you can't treat everyone the same in one bucket.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And with the city, I know that you help families. What kind of services for families do you provide? I know that a lot of people see homeless individuals and mostly just an individual. And so, how do you help families? And are there families and children out there who are homeless?
Well, yes, and often families are called the hidden homeless because they're often undercounted. We're getting ready to do our annual point in time count, just like this, going out on the streets, counting people that are not only in shelters but are unsheltered on the street. But the city of Albuquerque in the past, pre-pandemic, had families out at our West Side Emergency Housing Center, and that's 20 miles outside of town. Not ideal, but it is what we had. And pandemic changed all that. When we needed to give people more space, we really did well not spreading COVID. So we opened up a hotel called then the Wellness Hotel. Now we're calling it the Family Housing Navigation Center. So since we opened that up in 2020, we have now housed 900 people. 500 of those are families. We still operate it to this day. We will continue, and it's really the learning lab for the Gateway as we're getting ready to open the Gateway. But I will say, and just to echo what Pam's saying, it's the access to substance abuse treatment services. And I think we just got to get so creative about that. How do we do it via telemedicine? How do we really get people that kind of support they needed? That system's pretty broken from some prior decisions made in our state, and we've got a lot to do to fix that.
Okay. Okay. And so, as elected officials, I know that the legislative session just started, and it's probably hectic and everything. I know that bills might not be introduced this year, but how do you think elected officials can collaborate with the service providers about coming up with bills and policies and programs even for homeless? How do you think the state can kind of guide that?
Right. So one of the things that you mentioned was in terms of Medicaid building, right? And that's Medicaid is always has been for a while something that's been sort of on my radar because I think there's some issues there. And so, you know, having conversations like this, it's like now I, have a sense of, I can talk to you and get a sense of what maybe needs to be fixed, right? Because we had a meeting with some behavioral health providers here in Albuquerque, and that was one of the issues that they brought up too, was the Medicaid building. It is a mess. And so how do we fix it so that we can not only serve more people, but so that we make it easier for folks to get the money that they need to be able to provide those services, to continue to provide them, so it's not such a burden, to have Medicaid and to continue to provide the services. So I think and it's gonna take. It's not an easy fix, so it's gonna take some thinking, and some perseverance on our part. But that's one of the things that I really want to work on.
If I may?
Yeah.
So one of the things that we've discussed in some of the conversations that we've had with providers is we think might be a solution, and is something that we can explore. Is a lot of times we fund providers, but providers are small nonprofits, and if we were to have a third party billing center that would do the Medicaid billing reimbursement and that whole process and teach the providers how to become self-sustaining, and that way they can use Medicaid funding to create the position, to create a Medicaid biller. They teach them how to do it themselves, and then their business grows. But until that happens, people are reluctant to get involved in Medicaid billing because it is so complex. So if we had a billing center, so that might be something that where some of the the solutions and some of the conversations start to surround is if we build that for our state, it'll allow a lot of different businesses to take advantage of those federal dollars and Medicaid dollars, state dollars. So
I'd like to keep talking to you.
absolutely.
So, Harold, how can we get more senators in on the issue of homelessness throughout New Mexico? So you're saying it's a statewide issue, and I agree with you because everybody thinks it's only in Albuquerque, but I'm from Gallup, where it's there too. So how do you get everybody on board? How do you plan to get other elected officials on board?
You have to have these discussions, and I just want to touch on a few of those points that were mentioned as well. And we have to just be honest of where we were, where we've been at, and what happened with our behavioral health system, right? And this is not something that was just going to turn around and flip a switch. We got to build that back. When we talk about funding for substance addiction and things like that, I know there's the talk of making sure that the money from the alcohol tax 100% goes to actually funding that treatment, whereas in the past it's been like 50% and the rest going to the general fund. So I think that's a start. That'll be helpful. There's also folks talking about increasing the liquor tax to provide more funding for that. I will say that I think at least 100% will go, because for some the argument is if you're not spending 100, do we need to raise taxes, right? But the reality is I think we can do both, but we first got to start there. When we talk about Medicaid, there's also talk in this budget. I think the budget that laid out that they're going to put more funding in for Medicaid to get more of the federal match. And they are talking about bumping up the rates to providers. So not only with this issue, but just healthcare in general, right? A lot of our providers are not taking on those patients. We're not able to keep providers. So I think that'll be helpful. When it comes to this issue and folks in the state and the elected officials, me and the representative just have to keep having these conversations, bring folks in, and just let them know that, like, look, we have to do something here. This can't be an issue where we just talk about an issue or complain or point fingers. We got to get together and work on this. This is a nonpartisan issue because it happens in all of our counties and all of our cities. It's like crime. It's in the discussions I have is people act as if all crimes in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
All people who are unhoused are in Albuquerque. Everybody, no, that's not true. You can go anywhere, and these are issues that not only we're dealing with in our state but nationally, right? So we just have to have those conversations, and maybe we'll drag some folks. Maybe we'll do this again and drag some more folks.
Right.
They can keep us.
And not in the summer either.
Yeah.
Not in the summer.
Not in the summer,
mornings.
and maybe that'll be a way to motivate them to do something.
Could I add? Yes, of course. So one of the pieces I know that we've got up at the legislature is we've got a $20 million ask for the gateway. And one part of the gateway is medical sobering. And medical sobering will serve the whole state, as well as the other components of the gateway, the shelter beds, the housing navigation, and the medical respite. But I bring up medical sobering because there are only about 40 medical sobering places in the country. So we'll have one for New Mexico. We're grateful the county has contributed $4 million to making that happen, and we work together all the time to really buff out this continuum. So I know as you all are talking to other legislators around, all those pieces that we're building out, we will serve Albuquerqueans, we will serve New Mexicans, and I think it'll really be a benefit for our whole state.
Awesome. That's so great to hear. I know that we're all talking about Medicaid and taxes and stuff, but part of our goal is to reach the youth, the young adults, the young voters. So I want to give you guys a quick closing statement to let the young voters, young adults like myself, how do they participate, help out with the homelessness issue? What can they do? Because a lot of people my age were like, well, like I can't give money to somebody? Because I'm having a hard time myself. Or how can they participate in the homeless this issue here and get involved?
Well, I think there's maybe two ways. One, volunteering. So somebody who's interested, volunteer at your local shelter, your local food bank. Get involved with the county and with the city. There's opportunities to learn, and it may spark some interest. But I think a second way is we really, and this also, something that I think you guys should know is our education system, our workforce is really taking a hit right now because our wages need to be really competitive. And something happened with COVID and online working, and so we've lost a lot of our workforce. And so I think encouraging the young folks to take advantage of education opportunities in social services, in community services, and starting to invest back in that. So maybe tuition reimbursement that encourage more social workers, because I think that's what we need. We can build centers, we can build systems, but if we don't have the people that do the groundwork, then we're going to fail all the time. And we need more social workers. We need more people. We need more one-on-one care. So I would say those two ways. Just off the bat.
I love his answer because that was spot on about volunteering. I think I would just want to add one other thing. There's a big need for housing that we've all acknowledged. So that spreads across the whole spectrum for young people that are going to college or getting their first job. So that's one, it's kind of the common bond across all of us for if you're unhoused or you're young and trying to get into the workforce. So I think as we really create more affordable options and we get really creative about our affordable housing options here in the state, that's one thing we need to do.
Awesome. Now down to our elected officials. How do you get the youth to participate in your kind of genre of work? How do they get in touch with you? How do you get in touch with them? And how do you guys collaborate together? Because I know that's a lot of our goal is to collaborate about this issue. So how do you get the youth as an elected official to join in and participate?
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's a really good question. One of the things that I've always done is been very accessible, right, to my constituents and especially the young folk. Really want to get them involved in the political process, but also involved in thinking about, what their future looks like, right? And when you talked about social workers, I'm a social worker, used to work at Child Protective Services, and I know that there's a huge need for social workers in the state. And, I think that, one of the things that we do is open up all of those opportunities and let the youth know what opportunities are available and, what are the possibilities for their futures, right? And how do we help them get there, right? Because I think that sometimes they don't know that they've got all of these opportunities and don't have, somebody to sort of push them along. I think that, when kids are in school, they sort of get pushed towards college, but you maybe don't get pushed towards other things. But there's also all those other kids that don't have somebody to support them. Their family maybe isn't there. So how do we look at, the kinds of resources and services that we need for our at-risk kids? So I think we need to continue to get them involved too. Those are the kids that I really worry about, the kids that are at risk. So what kinds of opportunities can we give them, and how do we support them? I also worry about kids that are homeless, because I think that there's lots of kids out there that aren't visible to us. We don't know they're homeless, right? They might just shift from friend to friend, or and we don't know that they're out there. So how do we reach them too? I think it's a big question, and I don't have the all answers.
Conversations for those kids in high schools, elementary. I think, you're right. They are the hidden figures that we don't see sometimes.
I think just going where they are, but also addressing issues because they're dealing with the same issues. Look, we had a few young folks here tonight. They weren't high school, but they were young folks, and they're dealing with this issue. So it's not escaping them and their families. So we got to be there, but we also got to make sure that there are programs or entry points for them to know that we have the services for them, right? But I'm really confident that the young folks are engaged on a lot of these issues because they're dealing with it. I was talking about this earlier in the town hall. In our schools, we have food pads, and kids are just dealing with a lot of these issues right now, right? And when we're in the roundhouse and I get calls with student organizations that are out there dealing with the environment. And so for them, this could be an issue for them as well. So we just got to go where they are, but give them the opportunity to not only provide the services, but also to have their voice in talking with us and make sure that they're heard.
Awesome. I think that's gonna wrap it up for this first section of the committee hearing. I know that we're gonna bring 2 other people in, so let's bring it in the middle here.
Oh,
Yeah. What are we gonna say? End homelessness on 3?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. End homelessness. Thank y'all so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to show
And
you
thank
my
you
brother and
both
sister.
very much.
Oh,
I just
wow.
Look
Look
like,
at
is
that.
it almost
came
like the
out.
same jewelry?
I know
It does.
an actual working. I'm just
I'd like to get your contact information
I
too.
would be
I do not have a pen or
So is that
anything.
never really
Oh,
used up
okay.
the number?
That's their initials.
Their initials, okay. This was a family recently. Anybody that I know.
Isaiah and I were both from Gallup.
Yeah, we're both from Gallup.
Yep, and I'm really impressed. I'm always happy with how Gallupian is making it big. And doing their thing and
Gallupian, is that?
Freezing.
No.
Yeah, Gallupian.
Thank you.
Gallupian. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
so
of course.
much.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Here's my card.
Oh, good. I didn't think to bring a card.
Thank
I
you
didn't think
very
to
much.
bring a
Look
card,
at
but
this.
I'll
This is
send
what
you a little
professionals
note
do. You
so you'll
hand
have
out
my
business
contact.
cards.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
There's one.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
Now,
again.
is there more you'd like?
Let me ask Harry. Well, we can all go out. We can get some more hot water, hot cocos if you guys want. Do you guys want anything right now?
I'll have some hot chocolate.
Okay. Yeah, because it's cold. I can get you guys some blankets too if you guys need just to sit here.
I know I'm going to because we're
5-minute
having a
break.
conversation tomorrow
5-minute
with
break.
the, folks about break foods and
Oh.
Great job. So we can do a 5-minute break. And then we're gonna.
Go to the bathroom. Go smoke your bowls. Go do whatever you need to do.
We'll
I-
just keep the cameras on.
Yeah. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
silence me.
Eleanor, I'll be right. I'm waiting for you. Can come here.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Well, I'm really excited about
1
that
2 1
too.
2.
Glad that you did
Can
that.
I get some quiet for a moment, please?
Oh, yep.
I don't know where he's at.
Check 1 2. There we go. All right, this is the interview scene in the tent. Second lot.
I think it's inside on the. Yeah, they're rolling. We're ready.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep doing that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm losing my balance over here.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Isaiah, you can invite everyone in now. We're ready to roll.
Let's go. Yeah, and then these. No, you guys can be there, I think. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, we'll see you
Thank you
around.
for doing this.
Yes, thank you. We'll see you
I might try and maybe email you on Monday or something. Just check in on you, just get a feedback on like how the night went, how the day went.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Stay warm. Okay. Okay. Is that the light or is there like a smoky haze?
Shane, thank
Okay.
Okay, stay.
Okay. Okay. Going back. Microphone.
I do. I will.
Okay. We're going back into tent for the second session. This one will be interesting. It's gonna be good. So let's go back in. Let's go back in. Okay, everybody. We're going live. We're going in. Thank you so much. We'll see y'all.
You're awesome.
Yes.
Oh, you.
I'm glad I got to meet you.
Yeah, we'll see you around. I have your card.
Yes, please, please,
Awesome.
please.
Yes, I'll reach out for sure. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you again. Thank you. Say bye to our viewers. Say bye to all the viewers for us.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
Well, I understand your.
Okay.
Thank you for everything. I understand your hesitancy.
Okay,
because
so
you
we're
guys are
gonna
between a
get
rock and a
started here
hard
pretty
place.
soon. Just saying our goodbyes for the evening with a few other people.
Using the government, you know,
Got coffee because you know when you're cold and your knee like
so I'm not
buckles multiple times. That's how cold I am right now. My knee's buckling like 5 times in a row. And we're gonna be here all night, excited. So
From a little further back.
I'll probably have a lot of coffee tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to go to sleep, but we'll see. So I think we're almost ready. Harry, you almost ready? Okay, we're gonna go back in. Here comes the second session. Thank you guys again so much for being here. You want to water anything?
No.
No. Okay. I know. Cheers. Cheers. Virtual cheers. Yeah. Awesome. So we are here for the second session of the round tent committee hearing. Awesome. So we're gonna have our new guests introduce themselves. To my right, to my left, I have.
Hi, I'm Jody Jepson, the Executive Director of ABQ Street Connect, a division of Heading Home.
Awesome. Thank you again for being here. And to my right, we have.
My name is Shane Rabindranath, Executive Director of Steel Bridge, formerly known as Albuquerque Rescue Mission.
Awesome. Thank you. And Senator Harold Pope and Representative Eleanor Chavez again here with us. So let me put my coffee down here.
Just don't spill it on our bed for later.
I know. Maybe I should put it out
Yeah,
here
yeah.
so that
Yeah.
so that nobody's sleeping on cold coffee tonight.
Yeah.
That's so smart. Okay, let me see. Let me get the questions I got out earlier. Oh, where are they at? Okay.
You're gonna have to wing it.
We're gonna wing it this. Okay, so so we started our last session with just kind of talking about what your organization does and how they help homeless citizens. So, Jody, if you don't mind starting.
Yeah, for sure. So Heading Home operates the majority of the shelters here. We also have a shelter in Gallup. The shelter is critical life-saving supports. The program that I run is ABQ Street Connect. ABQ Street Connect, just a bit of background, I used to work for the police department as a crisis specialist. So that's really what actually started working with folks who are unhoused and who are suffering on our streets, and it became really clear there's a lot of challenges and barriers within the systems. And so I hopped back to the nonprofit world to really get a better opportunity to look how to change the system. People continue to fall through the cracks, and so it was really a primary goal of mine to figure out how we can change that. So the Street Connect model serves individuals who are the most acute in our community, severe behavioral health and medical needs. These are the individuals that continuously fall through the cracks, most likely to die on our streets. They are in and out of the hospitals, jails. So as a community, kind of the term, if you will, is they're too difficult, they're too complex. They unfortunately be kind of pushed aside and punished because of their disabilities. And so the Street Connect model works directly with the Albuquerque Police Department. They actually make the referrals to us because it doesn't make sense for us to go out and choose folks with a level of acuity. So we're really fortunate to our partnership with the Albuquerque Police Department. We have teams in the southeast foothills and the north in the valley right now, and then we have a contract with the University of New Mexico Hospital, where we serve 30 individuals per year. They're high utilizers of the system, so they tell us who we serve. We're on our fourth year of that, and this most recently, which is really exciting, a contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield. So they're actually paying for housing, which is the first of its kind. So and we just help people. We walk with people. I'll talk more about that. Hopefully, is we really do have to walk with folks to get their basic needs met, and then we get them into placement based on their individual needs. So that's it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Thank you. And then Shane, what is your organization do? What programs do you have?
So Steelbridge Ministries is a Christ Center therapeutical support trauma-informed care facility. We specialize in a lot of different demographics, but what we focus on now is a lot of reentry coming out of prison, parole, but also pretrial services. We want to get them off the street, and we want them to graduate a program so they don't actually have to do time behind bars. We have programs for human trafficking victims. We're part of the state task force for human trafficking. We actually have 4 to 5 beds, and we really focus on taking them in and being a clearinghouse, sending them to other states if necessary to get them the support they need. We have a lot of our people that come in, just as says, they're homeless, mental health issues, behavioral health issues, substance abuse, dual diagnosis, and a lot of them have nowhere to go. They just can't find good long term. So they come into our program for about a year, and we help walk them through. We do their case management. We help them get on psych medication. We do therapeutical services, stabilization services. We help them get jobs. And we actually go out, we talk to the owners of businesses, and we get them jobs personally. And then we help them with the housing model after that. If it's getting vouchers, if it's just find their families, because we're really about the family reconciliation and working with like CYFD and these other departments and trying to, when they leave us after a year, they have the whole balance. They have the whole gamut together.
Awesome. Thank you. And so as elected officials, how do you think you can support programs that offer job training and to the services that these two programs offer? How do you think they can, I don't want to say pay it back or pay it forward, but how do you think they can collaborate? How can everybody collaborate to expand these services? If you have any ideas maybe on
That's a big question.
Yeah.
That's a really big question. I think, for me, I think it's important to know what all is out there, right? And to understand what everybody does. And again, it's a question of collaboration. So as a state, at the state level, how can we help, fill some of the needs that aren't being met right now, right? Not duplicating, but I think it's important for us to hear from you all, right? What do you need? Because I could have some ideas that may be totally useless, right? And I want to introduce a piece of legislation that's going to be, not going to make any sense. So I think in terms of, sitting down, listening, doing some of the things that we're doing right now, listening to you guys and hearing what you need and figuring out how at a state level we can sort of collaborate. And I don't even know if networking is a right word, but we've got some money right now, and so how do we use that money in a way that that fills the need and gets folks off the street. I mean, I'm really interested in, in what you all are doing. Because you talk about trauma-informed care, and I think that's really important. That's something that people don't usually think about. So I think, collaboration and having an understanding of what's out there and what's missing.
And I think the representative brought some good points. And I think we also need to understand what's out there and what other nonprofits and organizations and what they're doing in the community. I don't think we know all that. And I say that not as a criticism, but at a state level, maybe setting up a task force, but I know that the governor's establishing some things to deal with the unhoused as well. But I think we need to all come together and figure out what nonprofits are doing, what they've been doing, who's doing things that what are we looking for, who's providing the best outcomes, who's able to service the most people, and then we can figure out like where those resources need to go. And once again, it's not a criticism to say other people aren't doing it right or whatever, but we just don't know. And what happens at the state level where we're at is everyone's coming right now. We have this funding, capital outlay, junior money, right? And so we know there's a need. I know everyone's working hard to help folks and deal with this issue, but I would like to know like who is good at this role, who is good at this role, right? And then how do we, scale that up, to serve more in our community. So that's what I like to see, and I think needs to happen at a state level, is to bring all the stakeholders in and just see what folks do best and provide more resources to get it done.
And then we're talking about collaborating and bringing awareness to this. How, I know that we asked in the last committee hearing, but how do you get people to help the homeless? How do you get them to get involved? Jody, what are some ways that you think you can, for our viewers out there who are kind of thinking, well, how can I help? How can we get the word out to representatives? Do we call? What do they have to do to kind of help? Or
Yeah, no, first off, I appreciate both of you a lot for being here. It really means a lot. And just going back to data driven, specifically for Street Connect and you coming out of the gate, it's critical that we collect the data, and that's what we've been doing. And so far, our 4.5 years of operations, I do an annual report that continues to show the decrease in utilization at 67% among the hospitals. Right. We know it's working. We know it's a solution for the higher acuity population. And when I say that, the homeless population, there is a spectrum. So we have folks that have capacity to work, who can access shelters, who can get supports for a month or two or 3 months. And I think the city and the state continue to just, we're all doing the best that we can. So I appreciate that as well. There's a subpopulation out there, though, that I think that the community sees daily of folks that are living on the streets and in encampments. And I think it's very important to educate and bring awareness around that. This is the other spectrum of the population. And as a system, we have continued to turn our heads away, not because we don't care, but because we just didn't know what to do or how to serve this higher level of acuity of folks. So one, I would say, educate yourselves, take opportunities to integrate into organizations where you can volunteer your time to learn. I think there's just a lot of stereotypes. People blame individuals who are homeless, and we have to quit blaming the people and blame the systems, because the systems are what is going to be the key to success, to integrate folks and give them a quality of life at any level. So if you want to be a part of the change, then get a hold of an organization and go meet them and talk to the staff and go talk to the people. The people are the people, and they're our brothers and our sisters and our family members who are suffering and continue to unfortunately fall through the cracks. So get involved.
Shane, does your organization offer young adults, old adults, people who want to get involved. You allow people to come in to help.
Yes, we offer volunteer opportunities for anybody. We offer it for families because we want everybody to be educated. We want the next generation to be educated, the youth, but even the elders. You know, we're trying to show everybody that in our scope we have the three different groups. We got the homeless, the hopeless, and the helpless. The homeless who choose to be homeless, you know, they're chronically homeless. We got the ones who are hopeless. That means they have no hope. The resources are out there. People just don't know. And like just Joy said, we have to get educated, get a resource guide. There's resource guides all over. Learn what agencies do what. And then the people that Street Connect come out with is the helpless, the ones who are mentally not there, the human trafficking victims, the ones that are scared. So we allow people on 3 different tiers to come volunteer and we educate them through it. We walk them through what is human trafficking, or we find an agency who specializes in it, and then we send it to them so they can get the proper and adequate training so then they can come back. We do outreaches every Wednesday. We walk the streets of downtown. We hand out jackets. We pray with people. We work with other agencies. We do different aspects. We give clothes, but most importantly, we give the resources. What can get you off the street today? Nothing. I want to be here. Amen. Here's a jacket. What can get you off the street today? I just want a warm bed. You know what? The WEC might have a bed open. Hey, I'm coming down from fentanyl. Let's send you over to the care campus on Zuni. That's how you get it. But to get it, you got to get educated. You got to know what's in your city, who does what to help people. You can't just give someone $5 and say, hey, you're good to go. What could get you off the street right now? And do you want to get off the street and help them? And most importantly, smile and give them hope.
Awesome. And so I know we're all kind of thinking about the future and how we can all help and everything. But what if you have 2 elected officials right here? What are some things you would like for them to know? That we're talking about education and knowing. What are some things that you think our elected officials need to know about homelessness? We are out here to learn about it and experience as best as we can what is going on and everything. So, again, how can they help you? Is what I'm trying to ask, I guess.
Good question. Again,
You go
I think
first.
just I was like,
You got it. Yeah.
yeah, okay. One, just being here just means a lot. 2, it would be again, the population, the majority of folks that are being served through the Street Connect model are folks that would mainly probably be in institutions. There's no longer state institutions to help provide that level of care for folks with severe behavioral health needs. And so I think it's really critical at this point in time to really look at providing more supports to serve our severely mentally ill acute folks. And there is a solution, and it's providing them stable housing, and more importantly, treating individuals based on their individual needs. As a community, we tend to serve people with this just this basic delivery model and not taking their own individual into account when we're serving folks. And so that right there, I think, would be a critical piece for legislative to look at. Absolutely.
And to piggyback off that, first, it's awesome to have you here because then you get to hear the steps. But like just saying, they have a blanket model. You know, this is just the care model across the board. Every demographic needs to be broken down in the whole continuum of care. You can't just give a voucher to someone who's a drug addict and say, hey, stay here for 2 months. Here's your apartment or motel room. And they're using drugs in there. It makes no sense. I think it's almost 80% of people who are on the street are mentally ill, codependent, or on substance abuse. Programs like ours, we're an independent program. We're spiritual based. Some people are looking for that model. We're asking, to break down the different demographics that work instead of saying, oh, this, so you can't get funding, or we need to just cover this. Break it down and break the funding up into the different areas and see what works and what doesn't work. Like you said earlier, Senator Pope, find the people who specialize in it and give them all the funding. Let them collaborate together. Because if we like it or not, we all are collaborating. Okay, but sometimes the money just goes to central areas where areas like ours, we know we're good at what we do. We have a 94.2% success rate once they graduate our program, and that's phenomenal. But at the same time, we want other places that we know do good. They want to get funding, but they're not known. So getting to know the agencies and then breaking down the whole continuum of care, I think could really help.
Is there any ideas? Do you guys have any ideas on that? And again, how to get them involved, representatives and senators involved?
You want to go first? I keep going first.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll go first. No, I think it's what I was mentioning before, that we just, for first of all, being here, and then I'm I know we're happy to be here. And this is where you learn. This is better than being a committee meeting, getting some slides and a presentation. To sit down and talk with folks who are dealing with homelessness and who are unhoused, and having conversations of where they're from, how they got here, right? And it just goes to what you were just saying, that every one of these situations is a different situation. And we just have to make sure we're not doing this cookie cutter model of how we're going to help people, or we're going to send you here and this is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. That's not life is, and we're all dealing with different things. So I don't know how we get there, and I don't have the answer there, but I think this is the start, and I'm sure conversations have already been had, right? And so I just want to thank you folks for what you do, because I'm sure sometimes there's frustration that you're like, we could be doing this if people listen, or we did this. But we just got to continue working to get there and bring folks in and work on this issue. If we're just going to sit back and complain about it, we're not going to get this done. And we're not wasting money at all, but we can't just throw money. We have to be specific with plans, effective, and have a model that's based on what that individual is dealing with. I think you brought up a great point in your first comments of, being unhoused or homeless is not criminal. These are not criminals. And I know people want to argue it's a choice. I don't believe that either. And we have to take responsibility as a nation, as a state, as a community, that these are the systems in place that have folks up here. And that's a reality. And so, Scott, all I can say is all we can do is just continue to work and show up and work to get there and see what we can do to improve this.
I think the senator said it well. I think, one of the pieces is that we need to keep listening to each other. I've had 2 family members who have been homeless. So, it hits close to home for me. And I think that we need to listen to also people who are homeless. I mean, because they have some ideas too, right? And sitting listening to the woman here tonight. I mean, she one of the things that she said is, get us involved in the solution, right? Because then we're going to be part of it, and we're going to take responsibility, and we're going to, that's what we need. We need to be part of the solution too. So I think listening to them is really important, as opposed to, what some of you guys have already said, figuring out what the cookie cutter solution is and forcing everybody into it. We need to listen to them and what their individual needs are. So I think, we always need to remember that too.
Awesome. So I think to close out, the way we closed out last time was just kind of giving some motivation to New Mexican residents out there on how, again, to get involved, how we keep moving forward as a community, as we collaborate, what can do, and then just any resources that you might want to let people know about. You can also let them know your services, where you guys are located, how to get in contact with you. If they know somebody who is homeless, just, kind of the resources and kind of a close off. So,
yeah, I think the biggest takeaway for me, if I could share, is we have to quit blaming the individuals that are living on our streets and pointing fingers. And I appreciate what the both of you are saying, is just really working together. Like, collaboration is so important. And the hospitals, it's not just the nonprofits who serve individuals who are unhoused, it's the hospitals, it's the fire, it's the police, it's every first responder, it's the managed care or organizations. It's very complex, and I think a lot of people don't understand the complexity of the systems. And so just imagine what we don't know. Imagine somebody who's experienced being homeless goes through on a daily. So we really need to stop blaming the people and start being part of the solution. So get involved. Headinghome.org. There's a great website. Check that out. You can get involved and learn. And if you ever want to come ride along with the Street Connect team, I think we're going to take you folks out here in just a minute, which is my heart and my soul and my passion is going out to be with the people. So I'm really excited about that. So come on out and walk with us and walk with the people.
Thank you so much, Shane.
Yeah, and the same, I mean, every person out there who is homeless, they're a person. We come oblivious to it. We see them on the side of the street, they become like they're a fire hydrant. They're just inanimate objects. They're not people. And we got to remember that every time we see someone, that's someone's mother, brother, sister, father. They're hurting right now. And we all work, like just said, it is complex, but just working together and making yourself aware and educated of the situation. And just like, so on our website, if you want to come, it's mysteelbridge.org. Our phone number is there. You can call, you can volunteer with us. We have resource guides that we give out. And that's one of the biggest things. There's resource guides that we all use together, and that they have all of the services broken down on there. It's just getting that and having the knowledge on you. And that's the biggest thing.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you for everybody being here. I'm glad that we can come together and talk and kind of have ideas, say some words that might lead to bigger ideas and everything. And I'm excited for later tonight, the walk along. I want to thank Representative Eleanor Chavez and Senator Harold Pope again, Jr., for coming out.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. I want to, hopefully we can keep doing this and bring out more elected officials and have you guys out here again talking about the programs and then maybe some policies. But yeah, I want to kind of keep this going and have the momentum keep going and build up like a revolution. I don't know if that's the right word, but have people join in and get excited to do stuff like this. Because again, this was just a vision that Harry and I had that was small, and homelessness did affect us. I've had a few family members as well who have been on the streets. And so it was just, hey, what can we do? This is what we suffer from. This is what an issue that's affecting us. And so just a small idea can lead to something like this. And so I'm excited to see what we can do going forward. Yeah, I'm excited. And so let's get right along, going along. And thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in to our YouTube Live. Senator Harold Pope, Representative Eleanor Chavez, Jody, and Shay. Awesome. So we'll see y'all later.